Hi, this is Mr. Paul with a final review of my Tamiya 135 scale Kv2. A great model to build, an old one. There's a bit of work needs doing. Obviously you've seen in the video where you have to seal all the bottom unless you just leave the holes open, but I didn't want to. I've actually weathered underneath as well, so there you go. So anyway, so you can see she's finally finished. I'll just do a little run around. Got the tracks in place permanently on there. There you go, all the way around. Bit of weathering around here, bit of oil grease, AK grease around the actual where the movement of the actual towing bars hooks are. I've done that as well. Quite a bit of weathering and mud around and bits and bits. I mean, you might just be able to see the mud, but when I go from a top view down, you'll see what I mean. You can see I've weathered it round where they climb up and down. There's bits of mud drape that sort of rains washed down a little bit. The vehicle isn't really fantastically grotty because the photographs I've seen, they're all pretty clean. I was always told that basically these vehicles weren't that successful, but they must have been, because there's one held, I think it's the 16th Panzer Division in Operation Barbarossa, when they actually come into Russia. One of these held the 16th Panzer Division up for nearly 3 days, just one vehicle. So it was successful. It was like a pillbox, I suppose. It was on a junction, and they needed to get through there. I'm surprised they didn't go around it, but there must have been a reason why that vehicle managed to hold everything up for 3 days. So anyway, was a really good vehicle in that way. I just like the look of it. It's just an unusual looking vehicle, and it's a sort of that square turret just gives it an extra touch of making it look odd, but I do like it. I went around, I used some mud, and what I used for the light mud, all the bits around, it was actually using a bit of welder. And there it is, that's the one I use. That's the light mud to get all my mud and dried mud effects all over the vehicle and all around the top. And of course I can blend it in. You blend it in and it goes around. It's acrylic, it's reactable, so basically with water. So the good thing is, with a blue damper brush, even if you've had it on there for a few weeks, you can actually go back in and reactivate and get it flowing again. So that's really good. So I use that. So another thing is, for all my mud effects underneath, and to get I use this wilder one. This is dark Russian earth, a heavy extra texture. If I do this, you'll see what I mean. There's the number if you ever think about it. Really good for putting texture in. Build it up. I didn't build it up on this one as strong, but I did put it all the way around in the places it should be. Excuse me. And on my next build would be the BT7. You can see so much of the actual underneath of the chassis, so I can actually do a much better job of that as well. So I'm really pleased with the way it came out. And I'll come around again. The exhausts, you'll see a bit better view from above, but they've actually been, I hollowed those out as you remember. And what I've done using the drill, and what I've done also is actually put different rust effects on it, and then I went over with burnt rust, which is another enamel AK things, which is in the box back there. I forgot to get that out, and that really comes out and looks nice. And I like the burnt effect of it because obviously it gets hot, and that's what the feeling is. So it's good. And you might just be able to see some of the mud on the side. It sort of comes out and dries around this area where the tracks are, and it builds up there, and it comes around here as well. And I used, again using this with a bit of water, brushed it down. This has had a oil coating over the top of burnt umber and butane black mixed together and basically washed over the vehicle, which gives it that sort of where you can see a bit more on the turret there. You can see that sort of the effect you've got on there. I'm quite chuffed with it, really. I mean, I'm playing with the oils more now than what I ever did do, and I'm quite enjoying it. So coming on round, coming back round again, and turret really does move nice and freely, so that was good. And we're back where we started from. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop and bring the camera up a bit angle, so I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Right, here we go, we are back again, and this is the top view of the turret, and I think you can see what I've done is I've actually got the mud, the dried mud in the crevices. You can see them in the crevices all the way along where it would build up with the water washing around and comes around the edges as well along the actual support, mudguard supports. Also drops into the crevices behind there. I can't see it quite so well, but there is some in behind there, but you can see where it builds up as it goes up, and where the feet bang onto the turret, and then when you get to the top you can see a bit of mud, dried muddy, dusty, muddy effect all the way around the turret, places where they would have walked over, and you can see a sort of a pattern, a warm pattern on the top of the roof as well, which I'm quite pleased with. As I said, I could have gone all out and done a really grotty job, but I will be doing that on one of my tanks. The next BT7 will have a lot more mud on it and grot, because it was in service for a long time, some of these BTs, so there you go. But anyway, but this one I'm going to run round again and see the actual effect you get there, and these are out of wash, and I've actually gone over its oils, and then because when you use oils on the first coat, basically because this is water based, it doesn't affect the oils, so it doesn't move everything, so that's good. So I didn't have to keep varnishing and coming over it. If you're going to go oil coat after oil coat, then you really need to do that, but when you mix and match a little bit, do all your oils first and get them out of the way, then I went back in with the Wilder, which is water acrylics. It works really fine, it really does. See the headlight? I'm quite pleased with that. I could have made that a bit dirty, but I thought, well, you know, they kept wiping it off. Anyway, so you can see the effect. Got some chipping on the side here. You may not see the chipping, but it is definitely. I put it on first before I started doing any of the washes, so it tones them down. So, and you've got one on the mud guard there, and a few down the side here as well, and on the turret you've got some little chips everywhere. So there is chips there. Now I think you can see the weathering effect on the side, and that where the turret gets a different colour balance on the way through. I'm going to have to move this slightly. There you go, that's better. So you can see it actually the way it looks, and I've streaked it down as well with some oils when I was doing it. So I'm quite happy with this, and you can see a bit more of the dried earth around the side, the dust all the way around, and it leaves up where they walked. You can see the clear patches in the middle of the mudguard where they climbed up in the vehicle. So you can see that sort of worn effect where anything that was there has been moved as they climb up over the side. I've got the Kv2 to build later on with all the reinforced armour on it, and I'm really looking forward to that one. It's I haven't got it in my this year's to do build list, but you never know, because it's I enjoyed this so much, so I could go back later on and fit one in. There you go. So coming along. I think you can see the exhaust now. There you go, and I've got the old bit of effect there where the exhaust fumes have dropped down any liquid, because obviously exhaust sometimes with old diesel engines, basically the fuel will come out and it will leave a stain there, and the exhaust will leave a stain, and that's what I've done there. That was done with butane oils, believe it or not, just to give it a bit of a effect, and then dabbed it in, and that was only done this morning because I forgot to do it, just like I forgot to do the front underneath the turret gun, which I'm going to go back before I put it in the cabinet. So yeah, so I think now you can see a bit more of the weathering on the back now, down here, the effect it's got, and that's dried mud around there, and darker muddy as it goes down underneath the vehicle. So yeah, I think I'm quite pleased with it. So one thing I would do is I'm going to say the handles for the turret and the driver's compartment were actually put on there by the crew because they felt it was easier to do, by the engineers. But the fact is I've looked at all the photographs and there isn't a single KV with them on, so my mistake, but I've done it now, so I'm not going to alter that. It's going to detract from what I've done. So there you go. So come around a bit further. There you go. Now I'm quite chuffed. I'm quite pleased because first of all I've gone a bit heavier with weathering. Not as Swisher's going to be a little bit happier, but he knows full well that my next one will definitely have more mud. You'll see more of it around the vehicle on the on the BT7, which I'm doing next. The video for this will be, when this video goes up, it'll be followed quite quickly by the introduction to the BT7. So there you go. So if I bring that round, I think you can see all the tonal differences in the greens as well. Really chuffed with the way the AK real colour paints came out, and I do like them, the acrylic. And like I said, it's my first coat didn't go on very well because I didn't mix it correctly. Even though now I've done it all, it's not so bad at all. You know, I'm quite pleased with it. The effect has been really good. So anyway, I think I'll leave that now in that position, and I'll put the turret back the other way so you can see it the other way. There you go, like that. And just turn it slightly. There you go. Right, and now I'm going to call that a final reveal. And thank you very much for watching and for supporting the channel. And I'll look forward to my BT7 being started. But the video for that will follow. It'll be released today, because I'm just going to upload this one in a couple of minutes. This is now 10:08 over here in the UK, in Kent. So there you go. So thank you very much for this. Happy modelling for future. And here we go. The first kit completed this year, although it was started last. So I can't really say that's one of this year's builds. But at least it got finished reasonably quickly as well. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Happy modelling.